Welcome to my class. In this class, we will talk about what is an operating system and what are the different functions of operating system. Introduction. Without an operating system, it is not possible to use the computer. The computer is essentially a number of assembled components and it is useless until it is provided with essential software which makes it ready to use. In simple words, the software which makes the computer become operable by the user is termed as operating system. Meaning, an operating system is an integrated set of programs. Integrated means combined, set means number. Operating system is an combined set of programs. It contains number of programs that control the resources. When we talk of resources, resources means CPU, memory, input devices, output devices. All these are termed as resources. Operating system has a number of programs which control these resources. And it provides its user with an interface. Interface is connecting point. User get connected to the computer with the help of certain icons. These icons are graphical images. So we can say that it consists of number of programs that control the resources and provide its user with an interface. Let's take up an example. This is the motherboard. This is ROM and ROM is permanent memory. This is hard disk. This is RAM. RAM is temporary memory. And this is our CPU. The moment we switch on the computer, some instructions from the ROM, it comes out and it searches for operating system from the hard disk. It copies the operating system from the hard disk and it takes to RAM. Here the job of ROM comes to an end. An operating system takes the control of the whole computer. Operating system sends the first file to CPU to process it. CPU, after processing it, again returns it back to RAM. RAM gives the output on the monitor in the form of very first screen. Operating system consists of two parts. One is BIOS part and the second is service part. The first BIOS refers to basic input-output system which is stored in a non-erasable ROM. The second part, which provides most of the services to user, is stored on an external media, generally a hard disk. A user interacts with the computer using operating system. Now what is booting? An operating system is that software which makes the computer ready to use by a process called booting. Booting process. When we switch on the computer, the instructions stored in ROM are automatically executed. These instructions help the computer to load the operating system from external storage device, that is hard disk, to internal storage, that is RAM. That is, it copies the operating system from the hard disk and takes it to the primary memory, that is RAM. Booting process. After that, the task of ROM comes to an end and the total control is taken over by the operating system to manage and control the whole computer. This process of loading of operating system from hard disk to RAM is called booting process. Look at this example. We have motherboard, ROM, which is permanent memory, hard disk, RAM, which is temporary memory, and CPU. We know that operating system resides on the hard disk. The moment we switch on the computer, instructions from the ROM, it comes out automatically and it searches for operating system from the hard disk. It copies operating system from the hard disk and it takes it to RAM. The moment it reaches to RAM, the complete control is taken over by operating system and the role of ROM it comes to an end. From the operating system, the first program is sent to CPU. CPU processes that program and returns the output on the monitor. The very first screen appears on the monitor. What are the functions of operating system? Operating system provides certain services to the programs installed on the computer as well as to the user of those programs. So operating system assists different programs as well as users. As there are different operating systems, accordingly, services provided by one operating system may vary from services provided by other operating systems. These services are in the form of functions. The most common type of services, which are functions, provided by different operating systems are as follow. The first one is process management. Second one is memory management. The third one is file management. The fourth one is device management. The fifth one is security management. And the sixth one is user interface. These are some of the vital functions of operating system, and we shall be studying all these 6 functions in detail. Process management. In computer terminology, a process is a part of the program in execution. Note that a process is not a program, rather it is a part of the program. At a particular point of time, a computer system normally consists of number of processes in a program. Look at the example. While downloading a program from internet, we get information regarding time left for downloading, downloading speed, memory space required on the storage device, percentage of program downloaded, etc. These are the different parts of the program, which shall be termed as processes. The process management module of operating system perform the following functions. The first one, A, creation and deletion of processes. Some new processes has to be created or some existing process has to be deleted on completion of a task. This is the job of process management. Second part, suspension and resumption of processes. When some ongoing process has to be stopped for the time being, then this is termed as suspension. And when some process which was suspended earlier has to be started again, then this is termed as resumption. For example, when the paper in the paper tray of printer is exhausted, then operating system signals for the suspension of the printing job. The moment you fill the paper tray in the printer with some more paper, then operating system signals the resumption of printing process. The third one is synchronization of processes. When number of processes has to be run simultaneously in coordination with other processes, then this is termed as synchronization of process. For example, while the printing process by the printer is going on, then counting the number of pages printed so far. Second, along with this, it has to synchronize with making incremental change with each printout of paper, then taking care of print area, toner left, economy mode. All these processes are synchronized with the printing process. Here we have used the term module. What is the exact meaning of this module? Let us look at this particular thing. When the problem or the complexity level is too much and that problem cannot be handled in one go, what we do is we divide the problem into smaller parts. These smaller parts are termed as modules. Similarly, operating system is a very big program and it has to perform number of functions in the computer. For effective functioning of computer system, these functions have been divided into smaller parts. These smaller parts are termed as separate modules of operating system. The second function is memory management. The primary memory of computer is RAM. To execute a program, that program along with the data it accesses, it has to be loaded into RAM. Student, you must remember here one thing, that CPU talks only to one particular component, that is RAM. It accepts input from RAM and it gives output to the RAM. CPU does not talk to any other component in the computer. Let's take up an example. We want to edit already stored file in the computer. In the past we have written few pages in MS Word and now we want to update our file. So in that case we are going to start with the MS Word. MS Word program will be moved from hard disk to RAM. From RAM it goes to CPU. Along with that our MS Word file will also go to RAM and the RAM will again send it to CPU. So CPU gets two things. One is the program and the second is our data file. That is why here it is written that to execute a program, that program along with the data it accesses, it has to be loaded into RAM. In order to improve the functioning of CPU and to reduce the response time, a computer generally keeps number of programs in the main memory. Now look at this particular example in detail. We have motherboard, we have ROM, which is permanent memory, hard disk, RAM, which is temporary memory, and CPU. The operating system resides on the hard disk. The moment we switch on the computer, it searches for operating system. It locates the operating system and it copies the operating system from hard disk and it takes it to RAM. RAM gets the operating system. Now the operating system takes control of the whole computer. Here the role of ROM comes to an end. Operating system sends the first file to CPU. CPU processes that and returns it back to RAM. RAM sends that particular file to monitor. Monitor shows the very first screen. Now we can start working with our computer. Now look at this particular thing. The user wants to work with MS Word file. The user has already written some document in the computer which is saved there. Now user wants to update that Word file. In that case, the operating system will locate the Word program from hard disk and operating system will take it to the RAM. Operating system will also send the data file of MS Word from hard disk to RAM. From the RAM, two things goes to CPU. The first is MS Word program and the second is MS Word file. The CPU starts processing and after that it returns back the result to RAM. RAM shows the result on the monitor. Now the user wants to start working with Excel. Again with the Excel same thing happens. The Excel program is taken from hard disk by the operating system and it takes it to RAM. RAM sends this Excel program to CPU. CPU after processing the Excel program returns it back to RAM. RAM shows the result on the monitor. Now the user wants to work with MS Access program. Operating system locates the Access program from hard disk and takes it to RAM. From RAM it sends it to CPU. CPU after processing it returns back to RAM. RAM returns it to monitor. In this way we can see that now there are four programs which reside inside the RAM. First is operating system, second is Word program, third is Excel program and the fourth is Access program. RAM at one particular point of time keeps number of programs with itself and the user can interact with the computer to get an access to these programs immediately. Now, the memory management module of operating system performs the following function. It keeps a track of part of memory currently used by different programs. As you have seen it, in our case, we had 4 different programs: operating system, MS Word program, MS Excel program, and MS Access programs. Operating system keeps tracks of the memory currently used by these programs. It allocates and deallocates the memory space as required by the program in execution. Suppose we want some more pages for MS Word program. The RAM shall allocate more pages, but it is the operating system which instructs the RAM to allocate more memory space. Suppose we want to cancel the MS Excel file. In that case, the memory given by operating system for Excel program in the RAM is taken back. Now, it determines the next process to be loaded into RAM when memory space becomes available. If memory is large enough, then this is not the problem. The operating system can load number of programs at the same time. But if the RAM size is small, then this becomes a problem. File management. A computer can store information in memory. Computer memory is divided into number of cells. Each and every cell is numbered in sequence. These memory cells are collectively termed as file. Storing information in the computer means storing information in these cells. Retrieving information from the computer means retrieving information from these cells. All computers can store, retrieve, and share information stored in these memory cells. The computer can store information of files on secondary storage devices such as hard disks, CDs, DVDs, pen drives, etc. Inside the computer, it is the operating system which assists in storage, retrieval, and sharing of information from the memory cell. Inside the memory cells, this is how do we perceive. Every memory cell is numbered, so we perceived it in the form of 0, 1, 2, 3 as address of memory cell. And in these memory cell, we say that we have written 13, 3, 0, 45. This is how do we perceive. We say that memory cells are in numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and in these cells we have written some data like 13, 3, 0, 45. But what happens exactly in reality? The address of memory cell inside the RAM is in the form of binary. The memory address is 32 bits long, and the data stored in these cells, it consists of 1 byte. 1 byte has 8 bits. It means in one cell we can store 8 bits of information, that is 0 and 1. The file management module of operating system performs the following functions. It can create and delete files. It means in the memory cells, information can be written as well as deleted. Storage of information into files. In these memory cells, information can be stored. Retrieval of information from files. From these memory cells, information can be retrieved by operating system, and this particular job of operating system is done by file management module. Naming and protection of files. The cell numbers inside the RAM, they are given names. Similarly, the file management module helps in naming and protection of these cell addresses. Device management. In general, a computer has number of input and output devices such as keyboard, mouse, scanner, printer, etc. Device management refers to controlling all input and output devices. Device management module looks into the fact that is there any new hardware attached to the computer. If it is attached to the computer, then it takes care of all the details of new hardware device. The device management module of operating system performs the following tasks: keeping track of input-output requests from processes. For example, while editing a Word document, we are using both mouse and keyboard. When you press a mouse button, then operating system takes care of mouse request, and the moment you press a key on the keyboard, then the operating system tracks the request of keyboard for input. In this way, operating system keeps a track of input request. Issuing command to input-output devices. The moment you give command to computer for printout of 10 pages, operating system commands the printer to print the required number of pages. Ensure correct data transmission to, from an input-output device, etc. Suppose there are two printers P1 and P2 attached to the computer. You intend to make use of printer 2, then operating system ensure that the correct data is sent to printer 2. The next one is security management. A computer may have confidential and valuable information of user. Moreover, the same computer may be used by a number of users. The information stored by one user may be accessed by other user or by some unauthorized users. Thus, information stored in the computer needs to be protected against unwarranted intrusion. The security management module of operating system performs the following functions. The first one is ensure protection against destruction and unauthorized access. It will not allow access. We can set the passwords. Ensure that when several disjoint processes are being executed simultaneously, one process does not interfere with the other or with the operating system itself. If two or three more processes are working together, in that case, security management looks into the fact that one process does not interfere with the other process. The last function is user interface. Interface refers to connecting point. When the computer is switched on, the very first screen with few icons, for example, My Computer, Documents, Recycle Bin, etc., appears on the monitor. If this screen does not appear on the monitor, a user virtually cannot do anything with the computer. Look at the same example. The moment we switch on the computer, the instruction from the RAM, it comes out and it searches for operating system from the hard disk. It locates operating system from the hard disk and it takes operating system to RAM. The moment operating system reaches to RAM, the role of RAM comes to an end and the whole control of the computer is taken over by operating system. Operating system sends some of the first files to CPU. CPU processes those files and returns it back to RAM. RAM shows those files to monitor. Monitor shows the very first screen. The moment very first screen appears on the monitor, we can start working with computer. This first screen provides an interface to the user. This first screen is user interface, user's interacting point. User interact with the computer with the help of this very screen, these very icons. With the help of this screen, a user gets connected to the computer hardware and starts his various functions. This very first screen is a program which is a part of operating system. Therefore, a user gets an interface, a connecting point with the computer with the help of operating system. So we learned from this particular lecture, there are 6 main functions of operating system. The first one, process management; the second one, memory management; the third one, file management; the fourth one, device management; the fifth one, security management; and the last is user interface. Thank you very much.